Hi again, and in this tutorial we're going to have a look at some cloth basics. What we're going to need is two cylinders, one that's going to appear as a table and one that's going to be like a flagpole. Okay, we're also going to then need two planes. So in the top view we're going to have it over the top of the table, and it needs to be 50 segments by 50 segments, and we're going to do the same for the flag at the back next to the cylinder. We've got this the flagpole, and we're going to need to put that in place in the top view so that we then have what appears to be a flag and a tablecloth. We're also going to need two more things. We're going to need to go into space warps and forces, and we're going to have to put wind into the scene, and we're going to have to put gravity into the scene. So we're going to rotate them so that they are 90 degrees downwards for the gravity, and we're going to want to do 90 degrees that way so the flag flutters in the right direction. Now, first of all, we're going to concentrate on the tablecloth and the table. So what we're going to do is select them both. We're going to go into the modifier panel, modify list, and click on cloth. We're going to go into object properties, and we're going to define the cylinder as the table or the collision object, and we're going to get the plane and make it the cloth object, and we're going to give it some form of properties. Now you can edit these to whatever it is you want them to have, but I'm just going to go with a flannel cloth and press OK. Now at the minute it won't work and it will just stay still. What we're going to need it to do is we're going to need to go into cloth forces, and we're going to need to put gravity onto it and press OK, so that when we simulate the local, we then have the tablecloth fall onto the table for us to see. And then if we're not happy with it, we're going to reset and simulate local again until we are happy with it. If you're wanting the simulation as an animation, you will need to do simulate instead. So now we're going to move on to looking at the flag. So we're going to need to select both of them, the flag pole and the flag, or the plane cylinder. Go back to cloth, and we're going to do a few little different things in this one. But first of all, we need to do the determining what type of object they are again. So the cylinder will be the collision object, the plane will be the cloth object, and we're going to tell it to be a satin one this time. And we're going to press OK. We need to put the forces on, so we need gravity and we need the wind for it to flutter. Press OK. But now we need to do something slightly different. So we're going to click on just the flag. We're going to go into the front view, and we're going to need to tell it that we want part of the flag to stay on the flagpole. So we're going to click this little drop down menu, go to group, make a group for when we select these inner ones, make the group, call it something like flag stay, press OK, and we're going to press sim node to tell it what we want to simulate something for it to stick to, and we want to press on to the cylinder or the flagpole, so that when we go back into the cloth menu and we press simulate local, we will see that this part stays still onto that. If we didn't do the sim node, it would have flew off underneath. Now, for us to see this flutter as much as we'd like to, we turn up the strength of the wind, and we see that it starts to change in order to react to the forces in the scene. Really simple, quick tutorial for you guys. Afterwards, if you wanted to texture any of these, then it's just as simple as before, or texture them before, and they will work exactly the same. So hopefully you enjoyed the mini tutorial, and it becomes helpful for creating your own 3D models. Now, if you want to retopologize any of these to optimize them, it's much simpler to do so after, so that the simulation has worked with the more segments than what they would do without. So then you can take the polys away once the simulation has been complete. Hopefully you've enjoyed the tutorial. I'll see you again soon.